Happy Halloween, motherfuckers. As I said in my PSA, I'm making a quick return to do these reviews, get this shit out the way. Um, Before I start, because people are not clear on listening, I noticed that my sub count has kind of been fluctuating a little bit. I went to 90, then I dropped back down, then I went to 91, now I'm back at 89. So I'm gonna say this shit again because people don't seem to be listening. I am not doing this I'm doing this as a hobby. I'm not doing this as a career. I am not taking this seriously. So, if you expect me to make regular content, do not subscribe. If you're expecting me to make regular content and you are subscribed, unsubscribe right now. If you expect me to affirm all of your beliefs in every episode because you already have decided what you want to believe and you just want someone to basically echo what you think already, unsubscribe. That is not how this fucking works. If any of those things apply to you, right? Unsubscribe. I don't want to deal with the shit. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear the complaining or any of that other shit. Just do it. Alright. Now we got that out the way. Okay? Let's get into this shit. So, so we start off the video with, as you guys remember, Hit got eliminated last week. Well, 2 weeks ago since I'm late. He got eliminated, but we're starting off with Goku basically like, Jiren, I could keep going when, no, not yet anyway, because he has to wait for his stamina to recover. A lot of people were asking me, how the fuck is he even going to recover his stamina anyway? How does that even work? How is he going to heal from these injuries? And my only explanation is that if you guys remember when Goku was fighting, when he was fighting Beerus, once he first unlocked Super Saiyan God, right? When he got a hole put in his chest, he was able to heal that shit, like, instantly. And I feel like the only reason why he was able to use that level of healing was because it was, like, heat of the moment type thing. He didn't master it. But because he absorbed Super Saiyan God into base, he should still have the same level of, like, a similar level of healing in his base. But I don't think he mastered it. I think when he did it that one time was a fucking fluke. He just did it because, he was riled up. But, that's literally my only explanation of how he's gaining back his stamina, just by, chilling, essentially. And while he's, recovering, of course, the logical thing to do, since Goku is one of the most powerful people in this tournament, Universe 3 says, well, go fuck this guy up. And fuck him up they do. And before we go any further, like, I have to just, this is a PSA for these fuckers in this tournament, because Shin is talking about he's still recovering, how are they attacking him, that's so unfair. Shut the fuck up, Shin. And anybody else in this tournament who bitches about something being unfair, or that's not very honorable, or blah 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 blah, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. This is a fight to determine literally the survival of your fucking universe. Right? Fair has nothing to do with this shit. As long as you are not cheating, anything and everything is allowed. If you have a problem with that, fucking sucks to be you, because you knew what the tournament was coming in and you knew that shit was going to be about teamwork. So shut your fucking face about them using teamwork to beat the dude. Fuck off. Anyway, Piccolo notices that Goku is in trouble because he's Goku. He's always in trouble. And for some reason, Gohan says, I'm sure Dad is alright. What? How? Your dad just fought someone who can transcend fucking time and used up all of his energy to do so, and you think he's fine right now. And you wonder why I don't fucking like Gohan. This guy is one of the most inconsistent motherfuckers when it comes to power, logic, intelligence. He just doesn't make any fucking sense. Whatever, right? So we see this little, this quick, scuffle between the Namekians, from Universe 6 and Piccolo and Gohan. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty interesting. Uh, and Piccolo directly acknowledges that these guys are pretty strong. They're probably on this level since one of them was bodying this guy. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this fight concludes because I honestly want to see this fight more than anything else. Not because I'm interested in like Gohan, but I want to see what Piccolo and these other guys are capable of. After that, we skip to Champa, and he's talking about, he comes to the conclusion that, we can't beat Jiren. There's no fucking way. Like, of course, this is the logical stance to take, because your strongest dude got wrecked by this dude. There's no way anybody on your team can beat this guy, regardless. And he's like, we can't beat him, so we're gonna win via numbers, right? That's how we're gonna win. We're just gonna keep the most people in the tournament. That's how we're gonna win. But that's not gonna fucking work, you idiot. Anyway, we skip to Kale and Caulifla, and they start talking, and Kale seems to be the only person in the right mind. Like, Jiren is on a whole nother fucking level. I don't think we can fight that guy. And Caulifla being fucking Caulifla, basically being the female version of Goku, she's just like, yeah, man, I got this under the bag. The only thing I'm afraid of is my own potential. Yeah. And this girl from Universe 4 comes out of nowhere. Can't remember what her name is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna pop up somewhere along the lines. But for this episode anyway, I'm not gonna call her by her real name. I'm just gonna call her Bootleg Choji. Is that okay, Bootleg Choji? I think that's fine. You'll see why I'm calling her Bootleg Choji in a bit. But she comes out of nowhere. She says, I want you guys to fuck off. And Kappa comes out of nowhere looking mighty cool because he's a cool guy who has done absolutely fucking nothing this entire tournament. Anyway, he's cool though, right? And he's like, I'm the only person that's required to fight you, which is a bold claim. And she's, of course, she starts pressuring him right from the start. And Khalifa's like, stop playing games. Let me fight this dude. I don't understand why she's saying that fighting her won't cost me any stamina. I don't know why she's that confident. Granted, I understand she's the strongest Saiyan, or at least she appears to be the strongest Saiyan on the team. But saying that the fight will cost you no stamina, don't go that far now. You're not that fucking strong. Calm yourself. And, Cabba's like, please, leave. I beg, please, I fan. Please leave. And, of course, first, I feel like Kale was getting some character development here. She seems to be the more reasonable and rational one here, despite before in her Berserker state where she had no reason or rationale whatsoever. And he's like, listen, like, Cleveland, we get it. You could beat her, but that's not the point. No more wasting stamina, no more bullshitting. We need to go so that Kappa can handle this so we can save our energy. And Caulifla finally listens to her, and they did. And, of course, Kappa's like, he finally acknowledges, that, of course, that those two are the secret weapon. And, I mean, we basically came to this conclusion after Hit was erased anyway. Like, they're the only people left that could do fucking anything, because this guy is fucking worthless. The Namekians might be able to do something because they're actually quite powerful, but I don't know. We don't know the full extent of their power, but we're just going to say for now that those two are stronger than the Namekians. We don't have no way of confirming this, but, I mean, I guess, right? And, he starts throwing some hands after he goes Super Saiyan, and, well, this happens. And now do you get it? Bootleg Choji, roly poly oly. You get the fucking point, right? So she goes into this really fat state and starts smashing their boy all into the ground and shit. He's getting fucked up. And she's about to knock this guy off the side. And this guy is a fucking idiot and dodges out the way and says, fall off. Like, bruh, do you really think that she would have that big ass form and not be able to control it to a point where she'd be able to change directions in an instant? Come on, man. Like, dude. And he gets knocked off the side. And, or at least he would be out the fucking tournament if Tsundere Vegeta over here didn't come out of nowhere and save Cabba's his little scrawny behind and throws him back up on the ring. So of course, Beers is like, that's unnecessary, and I agree with him. I agree that saving him was largely unnecessary. I don't get the point, especially considering the fact that Vegeta could have easily wasted her. Like, I know I didn't show it, but he fucking hit her with one ki blast and knocked her halfway across the fucking tile set. So, I mean, he could have bodied her easily. But, as we pointed out, they had this, master and student bond, yada yada. And it's also been like, I think Universe 6, the more important thing about Universe 6 and Universe 7 was it was supposed to establish a setting point for the friendship that those two would eventually share, because they're sister universes. So it's not too far-fetched to say they would have this kind of alliance, they would have this type of kinship, as you would say. But, I feel like that was the whole point in the universe, instead of them, fighting over the Earth. I feel like that was the real point, was just, that was a setup point for this tournament. At least that's what I think. Because the writers, they're fucking incompetent, but they seem to have some level of storytelling where they have some foresight about how they want to take the series. They just do it in a very shitty manner. But that's my take on it anyway. And, of course, Cap was like, "Thank you for saving me, Master." And Vegeta says, "Shut your bitch ass up and stop being a bitch, bitch." And it's like, weren't you supposed to keep your promise? Weren't you supposed to take me to Planet Sadala? And I'm guessing, based off of this little scene here, I know this is a reach, right? This is a fucking reach. This is obviously headcanon, right? This might be setting up for a Planet Sadala arc. Don't quote me on that. I don't fucking know, right? If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Doesn't really fucking matter. But I'm guessing that based off of this little conversation, this exchange, that there is going to be some Planet Sadala arc once Universe 7 wins this tournament, and Vegeta directly acknowledges, like, his whole point, like, what he's doing for this tournament, like, his wish is going to be to resurrect Universe 6. I'm not sure if he's going to resurrect everybody who's being erased in the tournament, but he's definitely going to be reviving Universe 6. We know that much for a fact from his statement. I also find this kind of interesting because, again, like we've already stated, that everyone who loses is getting erased. And my thing is, how the fuck do you revive something that no longer exists? Like, people don't seem to understand what the concept of erasure is, because you can't, it's hard for you to imagine yourself in a point where you literally don't exist. Like, on any plane of existence, you literally don't exist. I get it, it's hard to imagine that, but try. I want you to try, because when you're erased, right, or when you die in this universe, right, you go to the other world. So your body and your soul and all that goes to the other world. When you're erased, you don't have a body, you don't have a soul, you do not go to the other world, you just don't exist. You're nothing. You're not even a speck of dust. You literally do not exist at the incapacity. So I find it interesting. I don't know how the fucking Super Dragon Balls are this powerful, but they're able to bring back something from essentially non-existence. So I guess the Dragon Balls don't have any limitations. I wasn't sure before, but I mean, based off of the dialogue that I keep seeing from these characters, I'm guessing that they literally have absolutely no limitations whatsoever. They can basically do whatever the fuck they want. I feel like that's ripe for abuse, but neither here nor there. Of course, Cabba, he pledges to do the same thing if they win. They're not gonna win. And we see Frieza in the background like, ooh, I found me a new victim. And this part of the tournament is what fucking, of all the things that I have to complain about, this is probably gonna be one of the things I complain about the most. Basically, he goes back to fighting, I think her name is Mona, I believe. He goes fighting her, or Bootleg Choji, or Roly Polioli, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And she basically starts talking shit while smacking him around, right? He gets smacked to the ground, and she's, of course, just talking shit because she can. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. And, she, calling him a coward, throwing around, 5th grade insults, right? And he fucking transforms into a Super Saiyan 2. What? Okay, you're probably like, why, why, Ars? Why is this a problem? The problem is the way he fucking transformed. The reasoning behind it. All she did was throw out some fucking five-year-old insults, right? She said she was gonna do some shit, which, newsflash, that's her fucking job. And he gets fucking mad and transformed into a Super Saiyan 2, mind you, which looks like a fucking complete replica of the way Super Saiyan 2 Gohan transformed, except with shittier rationale for why he transformed. And granted, yes, he looks fucking cool, but you recycled the way a transformation occurred with shitty reasoning to boot. This is the same problem that I had with when Goku unlocked Ultra Instinct. It's fucking cool, but the way he unlocked it was fucking bullshit. Stop giving them bullshit reasoning and aspirations, or whatever you want to call it, for why these guys are fucking transforming. Please stop giving out free transformations. Stop giving out free power-ups. It's getting out of hand at this point. And Cabba, of course, he's strong enough to beat her now. And, dude, even this fucking scene is reminiscent of what happened when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan fired his Kamehameha itself. It's like the fucking same stance, the same screenshot, but with different fucking elements in it. Instead of it being him firing a Kamehameha at Cell, he's using a fucking Final Flash, which, let's not even fucking skip over that shit. Where the fuck did he learn this attack from? Gallic Gun I could understand because it's a pretty basic technique. There's nothing special about it. But Final Flash is clearly a unique technique that only Vegeta knows. And he's only used it in front of Cabba one fucking time. Once. Why the fuck does he know this technique all of a sudden? Anyway, you fucking straight up recycling aside, he takes a Final Flash and he knocks her off the edge. Whoop-de-fucking-do, I guess. So, with her drop out, there are 3 warriors left in Universe 4. And we skip to Vegeta going, and he wants to fight Jiren, obviously, because he likes to fight the strongest person and the entire tournament, because, that's part of his nature. And, this guy, Toppo, is like, nah, you're fighting with me. And he's like, I'm not interested in the second fiddle. And I was like, aren't you the second fiddle too? Fucking touche, my dude. Too true. Too true. And of course, Vegeta gets triggered. And they start swapping hands. And we see Frieza. He's like, of course, we already established that he wants to beat the shit out of Cabba. And he's like, you're rather strong. I would like you to fight me. And of course, he starts, basically taking all of his punches with one hand because he's Frieza, and he got that swag for days. And he smashes the dude into a rock. He goes Super Saiyan 2 and fires a Gallic Gun at Frieza as his last ditch effort. And of course, it doesn't fucking work, and he starts hitting him with death beams. But I would like to point out something interesting. I screenshot this specifically because I thought it brought up an interesting point. I don't think Frieza can sense energy. Still. And you're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about, Ars? That doesn't make any sense. How would he not be able to sense energy? Couldn't he always sense energy? Well, no. If you look back to Dragon Ball Z, this was actually established very early in his final form. When Goku was fighting Frieza, once there was a smoke cloud up, he tried hitting Goku with his little eye beams, and all of them fucking missed. So, no, he actually cannot sense energy, And based off of the fact that while again in a smoke screen, he was missing shots, this has to be this has to be conclusive in that he still cannot sense energy. I don't understand how that's possible, but apparently he cannot, because again, throughout this entire fucking tournament, anytime that he's fired those death beams, he's never missed. He's never missed. When he can see his target, he does not miss any of his shots. He's very fucking accurate. But as soon as there's a smoke screen in front of him, he starts missing shots. So I'm guessing that Frieza cannot sense energy still. I don't know if that's going to play a part in the story later on, or how that's going to work, or maybe they're doing the same recycling bullshit and it doesn't really mean anything. But he can't sense energy. I don't know how that's going to affect the story, mind you, but again, we see this motherfucker enter his Golden State for like the third time in this tournament against trash. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Even, I mean, after he knocks out Cabba, right? He just straight up just knocks him out. He acknowledges it himself that he's wasting excess stamina on trash, and it's a waste. So why the fuck are you doing it then? Like, I don't want to hear any bullshit. Base Frieza should be able to dick on a normal Super Saiyan 2 Saiyan. This should be not even a point of contention. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit in the next review that I'm doing. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, base Frieza should be able to dick on a Super Saiyan 2 Saiyan who, you know, who doesn't have God Essence in their base. The only reason why base Goku and Frieza are relativistic is because he has God Essence. If it wasn't for God Essence, it would probably take Goku like Super Saiyan 2 just to fight him in base, and then once he went Golden Frieza, obviously he would just dick on him until he went Super Saiyan Blue. But he wouldn't have God Keys, so he actually wouldn't be able to do that. And we finally get to hear Frieza's aspirations from himself. He wants to get the Super Dragon Balls and control the gods. Lord knows what he's going to fucking do with that level of power. Probably just decide he's going to control the multiverse. Something cliche, boring, whatever. Who fucking cares? Finally, we see Goku and Vegeta meet up again after not seeing each other for quite a bit. They talk for a little bit, say what's up, saying, you know, hey, we're not going to go down. We're fucking Saiyans. We're badasses. We're going to stay alive, right? And these fucking robots come out of nowhere, and they're still trying to body this guy Goku. And Caulifla says, yeah, I ain't having any of your shit. Kicks, basically just drops every single one of them with no fucking difficulty. Remember, hold on. Let's back up. This is the same nigga that gave Goku issues. Tell me how. Listen. Listen. Tell me how fucking base Caulifla bodied all these motherfuckers with no effort. Yet base Gohan could not do the same thing. It's official. It's official, bro. Base Gohan's a bitch. Gohan's just a bitch. I don't care if you disagree. He's just a little bitch. You cannot tell me that motherfucking base Caulifla is stronger than base Gohan. What type, like, either Gohan is a bitch and or Caulifla just has the extreme power of ass pull. What the fuck ever, man. And finally, Caulifla's like, you know, we end the episode with her going Super Saiyan 2, like, Goku, we're fucking fighting. Period. So, that's my take on the episode. I guess I would give this episode like a fucking 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. This wasn't that great of an episode. There wasn't a lot of things that I actually enjoyed. It was just a lot of me nitpicking, and you get the point. You just watched the video. But I'm going to be going into my next review in a bit. So by the time this comes out, within an hour or two, the next one should be out. So I'll see you guys in the next review. Ours out.